I appreciate the enthusiasm. And I really want to thank the Bloor West Village Residents Association and all of you for coming here this evening, early in our election campaign, for an opportunity to talk about the issues that matter. I'm someone that is drawn to run for the mayor of Toronto because, like many of you, I'm frustrated that our city, with all of its natural strengths and abilities, the neighborhoods which are extraordinary, this one being, of course, one of our better ones, a diversity of people, the best educated to be found anywhere in the world, yet it doesn't seem like for all of these strengths, Toronto's coming together and fulfilling her full potential. I'm the one candidate of these that's been involved in providing leadership to an organization with as many moving parts as the City of Toronto, and I wish to bring that experience, my intellect, my energy, my passion, and my vision to help make our city work again. Principally, my campaign will focus on the necessity of creating an integrated transportation strategy, not just one that's about transit or one that's just about bikes, but one that we can all see ourselves in. A restored, renewed focus on the core services that the city has a responsibility to be involved in, and a stronger than ever focus on the necessity of providing jobs and social development, as many in our City of Toronto are falling behind and not being given a chance to have the kind of economic vitality that leads to healthy lives and great life outcomes and circumstances. Toronto is a fantastic place. We all know that, but we also know that Toronto is at risk of being a place that falls behind and that doesn't meet our full potential. I think it's time for Toronto to work again, and that's why I'm running, and I hope that you'll consider supporting me on October the 25th.
If elected mayor, would you move to tie intensification goals set by the province, and ones most of us can sign up to tie those to local zoning, especially concerning height and density, in order to harmonize new development with existing neighborhoods?
Well, I think that when you have a great neighborhood, and a great neighborhood that is in close proximity to transit, the pressure for intensification is very great indeed. And the official plan does not offer a suitable amount of detail about the needs and wishes of communities. And I think the answer is to be found in the development of precinct plans. Actually, I think what we need to do is take a lot of the energy that's there in the development process up. Much of it where neighborhood associations find out late about what's been proposed and dig in and do the best they can to assuage or alter the project. Instead, I think, as Adam Vaughan is doing in one of the downtown wards, we need to bring more of that planning energy to the front end of the process. Neighborhoods need to be involved in helping to define the characteristics of their neighborhood, not just on matters of density, but I think especially on matters like built form. And I feel that this is the best approach to be able to protect neighborhoods. The pressure for intensification is very great. You're feeling it here, and it's being felt in very many neighborhoods, but there are models where we can bring the energy of the planning process forward, define precinct plans, and offer the historic nature of neighborhoods much greater protection than they're experiencing now.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Doucette. I am a member of Green 13, which is a local environmental group. And I believe this is your third debate today, so thank you very much. We have 101 questions, but I'll make them short.
Second for George.
Oh, sorry, second for Sam, sorry. Which of Mayor Miller's environmental initiatives would you keep or extend upon? Like Live Green Toronto, Transit City, I know we'll get to, tree planting, bike lanes. Second quick question. The Metrolinx line going from the airport to Union Station, would you vote for electric trains or diesel trains?
I think that the logical place to begin the electrification of commuter rail service in the Greater Toronto Area is on that line, and I've been working to do what I can, alongside thousands of other voices as well, to persuade the developer of that initiative, SNC-Lavalin, to implement technology that's not 30 or 40 years old, but is state-of-the-art and gives us the flexibility to move towards electrification. I think that's exactly the right place to start, and I've had a chance to meet with some reps of the Clean Train Coalition and really look forward to the chance to meet more folks who are living along that line. It's obviously a vital piece of transportation infrastructure, but anytime we seek to expand access to such infrastructure, we know that it has resultant challenges in neighborhoods, and that's why I'm happy to work towards electrification. I think that's the right place to start. I think that with respect to Mayor Miller's environmental regime, my point about it would be that I think that it ends up often being all things to all people. And I think that a big problem that we have in our city is that the focus has gone awry, and that there's 1,000 priorities. Every council meeting is a new initiative. Live Green is just some new rebranding of a whole bunch of stuff they were already doing, best as I could tell as a citizen. I think the province of Ontario's feed-in tariff initiative, which I introduced, provides great opportunities for environmental activism and economic investment in local neighborhoods, and that's one policy that I'll be working to bring more forward around in the election campaign.
I'm wondering what you guys will be doing to deal with stress. I don't want a mayor that's going to drop dead halfway through.
For my part, like a few of the other folks have mentioned, I could see my weight go up and down a little. Right now at a relatively lower end of it. Last August I stopped eating animals, and the transformation in my diet was substantially effective in helping me lose 30 or 40 pounds. This past Sunday I ran the Sporting Life 10K at the Clydesdale. You know, in running circles, if you weigh more than 200 pounds, they call you a Clydesdale, kind of like a handicapping system. Tennis is my passion. Walking is my freedom. And 10 weeks ago, with my partner, we adopted a baby who's now just about 17 months old. So whenever possible, like Sarah mentioned, that's really obviously the greatest source of stress relief possible. As a matter of stress relief for the City of Toronto, with the Pan Am Games in mind, I'm going to bring forward a plan for a recreation renaissance. I think the Pan Am Games is the appropriate moment and focus to get our city and its infrastructure in shape, and to get more of us in shape. And I'm going to make that an important part of my campaign platform.
I'm just curious, if you are elected, what your first move when you take mayor's office will be. Thank you.
Well, I think that the first thing that needs to be restored and focused on at Toronto City Hall is on getting our fiscal house in order. And it would be initiatives related to taking responsibility as mayor and joining in the budget committee processes. Typically the mayor has delegated this to other members. I think it's time to show leadership at City Hall, to roll up one's shirt sleeves, and to be involved in a transparent line-by-line review of the city's budget. I know that there's always a challenge for revenue, but if you choose not to focus on expenses, we're going to be in this constant situation where Toronto projects a sense of powerlessness every year with our hands out like this. I think we can do better with the resources that we have, and I think it's time to conduct a transparent line-by-line review of the city's circumstances, and as mayor I would seek to make that my first initiative and to be personally involved in that. Thank you. Well, good evening. I want to say to all of you and to our organizers, thank you so much for the privilege of being here. I think that the quality of the questions and the discussion tonight reflects very, very deeply on the love that we have for our city. No doubt, as has been said by everyone in different ways, the city is a fantastic place. Amazing neighborhood, great people, the best educated people to be found anywhere in the world. But notwithstanding that, there is a sense of restlessness, I dare say an anger, that is fueling a distinct appetite for change. I think increasingly the question in this election is, who can rock the boat without tipping the boat over? Some of the suggestions that are made are so extreme in their presentation that they really defy the reality of implementation. Toronto is a great city, but we can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. We have an obligation to make the city work again. I grew angry at the challenges in the city, at the garbage strike last summer, and that's why I gave up the very great opportunities that I had in search of the privilege of being the mayor of Toronto. If you elect me, and I hope that you will support me, you will have someone that will bring all of the energy, experience, and intellect that they can to the challenges that our city faces. To get it moving again from a transportation standpoint, to refocus on core services like the quality of our parks, and to make sure that we have in our city an appetite to affect the economic and social circumstances for the many who struggle against the margins in the many communities in the city of Toronto that are falling further and further and further behind. My candidacy is about making Toronto work again, and I hope that you will support me on October the 25th so we can get the job started. Thank you very much.